It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports. And we've got a duel in the Lone Star State. It's the Barons and the Texans. And it comes your way next.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with their opponents. Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for Brooklyn, our visitors, they come in off the extended break from the bye.
I think it was much needed as well. You play 2.5 months, you're ready for some time off to get set for the home stretch.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. Taken in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Texans offense going to go to work, and it is Deshaun Watson at quarterback.
We saw something last week you don't see very often. Team loses, but the quarterback, the trigger man, offensive player of the week in the AFC. That's pretty impressive.
You rarely see that. Of course, don't worry, folks. He said the obligatory, I would have traded that for a victory any day of the week.
Yeah, no doubt about it, but still, he must have played awfully well to win it when his team lost.
Got this into the hands of the tight end, Jordan.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So a pretty early first quarter roughing the passer penalty.
Seems like the officials are going to let everyone know they're taking charge of this game. They're always going to protect the quarterback.
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Quinnen Williams in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Back to throw, Watson. He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Watson. He finds McKinnon, complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It's a gain of 6, but not enough, as he'll be forced to punt on their first drive of the game. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU at Zach Wilson.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. The Texans here on third down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. Here's Wilson. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And he's going to have the first down as he's marked down just shy of the 20.
That throw is not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. Well, and you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. Third down conversion here is big. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Again, Wilson. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. First carry for the former Tar Heel, Michael Carter. And this Texans defense, they're all charged up now. They stop them behind the line for the 2nd straight play. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Here's Wilson. Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. 3rd down, passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
And it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field and an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
Now the try here for the extra point. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there and looking to erase his memory bank from his opening drive a moment ago that ended in a pick 6 for the first points of the ball game.
And in my experience, a lot of quarterbacks, after throwing a pick 6, the first thing they want to do is fire another one and get those points back immediately. But what really helps you get back in sync is a good, long, methodical drive, mixing the run and the pass, tamp things down a little bit.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. And he lost the football, and the Texans scoop it. And to the 43, so down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Watson. And Cook has it, left side. And out of bounds right around the 20. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Lindsey. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll be 4th down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because it didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. On the counter, Carter. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
On 1st and 10, it's Carter. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. From midfield now, here's Wilson. And bringing it in, it's Davis. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Well, this crowd does not like that call.
Understandable reaction from them. That's their team that the penalty is going against. But you and I both know they're going to take care of the quarterback.
A handoff for Carter. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 40 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter. And a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Here's a give to Carter. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 3 tight ends up front here. 3rd and goal. Carter. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick here is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
And now out comes Houston. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Lindsey now off the read option. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll try the air now with Watson. Screen play, McKinnon. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
Watson on 3rd down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cook. And he is going to have the Texans first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. Got an open man, it's Harmon. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
Pardon me, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
On first down, Watson. Catch is made. It's Harmon. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack. And that sack certainly just strengthening his candidacy for Defensive Player of the Year. You think he's got that one in the bag yet?
I'm not willing to vote quite yet just because I want to wait until the season's over. But he is really tracking towards it. Just look at all the great plays we've seen from him throughout the season. Strength plays that you referenced there, as well as agility plays.
Yeah.
They just have not found a way to block him consistently.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson. He gets it to Cooks. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Now it's Watson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense his past few downs. Able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
And his kick is indeed good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 at the 24. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Now Wilson on 1st down. And he whips that one incomplete there. 2nd and 10. Wilson going to give to Carter on the draw. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The offense on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. Throw right side complete to Carter. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
They go with the empty set there. 5 receivers in the formation. Normally, you want to have a running back in to block, but in this case, he's lined up to the right, and he ends up getting the football. A lot of confusion caused defensively, and it turns into a big play.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. L.J. Collier in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, here's what having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. Second and 21, a lot of ground to cover. Another try after the 1st down sack. Wilson, 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. To throw is Wilson. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Blanketed coverage by Houston. Makes it 4th down. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. For whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try. All right, I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
As a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards, so many things you got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it, that's what you're looking for.
Options galore here, second and a few inches. Now it's Watson, a bootleg. And that's complete to Cooks. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Lindsey now off the read option. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 41 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
Now it's Lindsey. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Here's Watson. That'll be complete to Cook. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
The Texans on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Watson. Open man there is Collins, complete. And the Texans are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
Watson now to throw. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Sheldon Rankins in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. 3 red zone trips have yielded just 2 field goals for them to this point, so they'll be searching for something more on 2nd and goal here. Flush to his right. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Deshaun Watson, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Texans will extend their lead. So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more time to throw the ball downfield. In this situation, as you noted, he tucked it and took off. Great play by him.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And the final act belonged to Deshaun Watson in his touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken in at the 3. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. Play action. It's Wilson. And his throw is incomplete. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. A 44-yard punt. They're going to wind up losing yardage on the return, though. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. And we move to spotlighting Brandon Cooks. They've got the lead. They haven't really had to utilize him all that much so far, but I guess if you're winning on the scoreboard, not too much to complain about.
Not at all, but you know those guys out wide. They want as many catches as they can possibly get. They may need him later on if things get a little tighter.
Yeah, so far 2 catches. We'll see what happens here as the game progresses. 2nd down, McKinnon. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Blocking at the point of attack there was very strong. He had a couple of running lanes.
And I never want to overlook the offensive line, but that's what they get paid to do. How about the quarterback? Everyone thinks all he's going to do is throw the football. His movement and deception can help a running game as well.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, here's Watson. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. The Texans on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Watson. He'll dump this one off to Lindsey. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Ouch, you thought you had the defensive stand. Roughing the passer wipes it out.
What does every defense talk about? 3 and out, right? Thought they were able to get off the field. Not so.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. A give, running right, Lindsey. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
And that's what I like to see out of this defense. A little like fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson, he finds his man, complete. It's Harmon. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. Back to throw, Watson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, I see him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half. Unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
Good work, boys.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach. Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. This is the tight end, Njoku. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson on the catch. It's Crowder. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Wilson will throw again. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown. Corey Davis, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Barons get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is in a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point attempt to follow here. It's up, it's good. That'll make the scoreline 20-10. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11. Brandon Cooks and the rest of the offensive crew trotting back into place out there. He's been pretty quiet here in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. That's the good news. But you think they get him more involved going forward?
I think that they do, and that's what they always want to do, because he's such a priority and he's such a big-time playmaker. But sometimes defenses take that away, and they've been able to find another way to get it done themselves.
Yeah, they absolutely have. They're winning. And look at the scoreboard right now. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Throwing again on 2nd down. Watson. And this is Cook with a grab. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there, because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Watson. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. Out of the gun, Watson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
To throw is Watson. Got an open man, it's Harmon. And he's able to get this way down deep into enemy territory. A big play there just before halftime.
When they needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, He's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
The Texans going to signal for their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this. And they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll get started down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, and they are nearing halftime with the Steelers out in front. A touchdown run for Najee Harris. From there, let's head up to Cincinnati to check in on the Bengals at home at Paul Brown Stadium. And they've got the lead in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Joe Burrow has thrown a touchdown pass. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Buffalo Bills. Damian Harris with a touchdown run. We'll continue on and take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half. And despite the fact that they're looking up at a double-digit deficit at halftime, they were able to move the football through the air in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This fielded right at the goal line. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Wilson's throw taken in by Adams. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Jalen Ferguson able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. A lot of ground to cover. 2nd and 22. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson caught on the right side by Adams. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the side. Third and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That fifth defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
On now is the punter, as he'll kick it away for the second time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
No, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever known. That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, they will run with McKinnon. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Second and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. A shotgun snap for Watson. Over the middle, he gets it to Collins. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, Watson got this into the hands of the tight end, Jordan. 7 yards, the pickup there. 2nd down from the 8. They can get a 1st down by reaching the 5. Watson looks to throw again. And complete right side to Cook. And a good display of footwork will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
These guys had to settle for a field goal their last time moving the ball down the field. They may have to do it again on this drive. That could be frustrating.
Yeah, I don't want to be cliche, but at least they were able to get 3 last time. 3 here, not the worst thing in the world. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They're going with Lindsey. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And that will force a turnover on downs. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Now it's Wilson. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. That's taken on the 25. Houston's offense taking over again. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Watson. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Carl Lawson in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
I remember when I was a kid, and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Crowder now to return. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku. They'll run on 1st down. Carter, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Carter once more. And he'll get it down here to the 43. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll run with Carter. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. They hand off to their big tight end. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Out right here to Herndon. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
On 2nd down, a run with Carter. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. And 3rd and 5. This will be the 8th play of the drive. Wilson. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be 4th down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Phillip Lindsay and the rest of the offense heading back out. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
Lindsay now off the read option. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 73 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Here's a give to Lindsay, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Lindsay. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it 1 more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
Yeah, he said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
They'll start on the ground. Carter. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. A throw to the flat for Carter. And a productive gain out to the 14 after starting at the 7. It's a gain of 7. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And now Carter going to be stopped up short. He did not get there. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So they bring out their punter as he's on to kick it away.
Here we go. Here we go.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Throwing on third down, Watson. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that pickup of the first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Off of play action, it's Watson. Catch is made, it's Harmon. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw, Watson. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Out to the right, here's McKinnon. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. Open man there is Collins, complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
And I think there defensively, they were so intent on stopping the run that they kind of got caught out of position. This is just a simple pitch and catch for a first down.
On 1st and 10, Watson. Throw left side, complete. That's Cook. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Carl Lawson in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Back to throw. Watson. He dumps it underneath here to Lindsey. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
So they'll turn to the kicker again. He's been a busy man thus far. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that will make this now a 15-point advantage. So an important one there as they widen their lead in this fourth quarter.
All right, partner, help me out with the math here. Make sure I am on point because the way I see it, the other guys still need 2 touchdowns, but in addition, a 2-point conversion. So this is all about them playing perfect football from here on out.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 69 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Wilson. And this one's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. This one caught by Crowder. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? On 1st and 10, it's Carter. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
That's it. That's it. Big hit.
2nd and 8 coming up. Here's Wilson. This is the tight end, Njoku. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Here's a give to Carter. And he's got this down to the 35. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
On 1st down, right back to Carter. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Now Wilson. On the catch, it's Crowder. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Here's Wilson to throw. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Lonnie Johnson picks it, and the Texans are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 24. He'll start things with a handoff to Lindsey. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brandon, that's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now a give. This is McKinnon. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25. From the gun on 3rd, Watson. It's caught left side by Cooks. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. With his guys trailing here in the 4th, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception that ended the last drive.
Yeah, you're 2 scores down. You take it upon yourself now to play perfect or near-perfect football if you want to get your team back into the game. But it's also tough to do when you're trying to avoid errors, yet still play perfect football.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's Wilson. Completes it to Davis. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
On 1st down, Wilson. He hits Adams, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 39-yard line. Wilson going to give to Carter on the draw. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Wilson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And the Texans will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. And they'll run the option to start the drive. Fighting him off. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. They'll try and run some clock with Fournette. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The situation for him offensively as follows. Down on the scoreboard. And time, a huge factor. A crushing loss to their playoff chances on the horizon, barring a huge turnaround here, starting with 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
Pass complete, it's Adams.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Now they got to get to the line quickly. And he's going to go down again. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. They've got his man complete. And all the way to the opposite 45. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
And, that one's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up.
To throw again is Wilson. He's going to take another shot here.
And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. One last shot for Wilson. One last shot at the end zone. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Texans, the win gets them to 5-9 now on the year.